Experience tranquility.
Welcome, everyone. It is the mid-season MegaCast hosted by the Iris Podcast. Welcome, guys. It is now mid-season of the Overwatch Tranquility community. We are through Season 2, well, halfway there at least, and it's been a good half season thus far. But we got a lot of faces here who want to tell you a lot about how this season has been going. So starting off on the far left here, we got Thuggington, mod extraordinaire, support extraordinaire from Alta 4. Going up into the left, we have Light Rose, the tank wunderkind from Solo Cup. We got Specs, the greatest sniping main tank in the community from Sugar Rush. We have
because everyone else sucks.
We have NPC here from Gravity, main tank extraordinaire, and the oldest member of the community. I don't know actually if that's true or not, but
Grandpa.
We'll just go with it. Whatever. Up and to the left, you can't see his face, but we have Abe from the Meta Rejects, and then right above
me, how you guys doing?
Right above me, we have the one, the only, the underrated one, Kingdom. Welcome, everybody.
Oh shit, I gotta drink now.
All right. So, hey, guys, we have a long podcast ahead of us today. We're going to go ahead and kick it right off with some match recaps, and we got Thuggington, who's going to chat about fighting potatoes and Solo Cup.
So now this was a highly actually, I'm gonna throw it to my boy right above me. Light Rose, can you help me out? Can you recap it for me? That's about all you need to see, everybody.
Like,
no, it was.
How do I kick somebody from?
Oh no!
No, I think Solo Cup is showing a lot of really good coordination, and they run a really solid GOATS, and I look at really, really high level GOATS teams as teams that work really, really well together, because it's a low skill comp, but it's going to be a high teamwork, team coordination comp. So you dabbed on them, boys. You dabbed on them.
I got him.
Lot closer than 4-0 though. I think watch out for fighting potatoes, boys. Watch out.
Okay.
Light Rose, watch.
I want the BM.
I will ground you.
Okay.
All right, Light Rose. I'm not giving you the BM. Instead, you're going to chat about Otaku and Havoc.
Okay, so Otaku, Havoc. I'm gonna be real. So I watched both sides. I'm gonna be real with you. Havoc, it wasn't good on Havoc's side. Otaku was the better team, and with Havoc, there was a lot of bad positioning, bad ult usage, and just the target focus wasn't on point, while Otaku, for most of the time, had it. On Gibraltar, Otaku started to slip, but they still took the map. And I think it's just showing that Otaku is still one of the strongest teams in the league. Smugs, obviously, he's great at leading his team. You know, he's good on the DPS, and he's just great at leading his team behind the scenes, telling him what to do. I mean, his mic peaked so much and hurt my ears from him yelling out the names of the characters that they needed to focus. So you have to look out for Otaku coming forward.
All right, we're having a little bit of an audio issue. I'm still working on clearing that up, so I apologize, guys. That might have been the case here, where I think I'm getting some audio cross up with my microphone, so I need to be muting that.
Talking about peaking.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're peaking ourselves.
Kingdom, you have Meteors and Liquid Nova.
What was interesting about this matchup is you look at on paper, you look at Liquid Nova, who didn't have a super good beginning to the second season. They struggled at first, and then Meteors, who came out swinging, they were playing so well. But what's interesting about this matchup is Meteors did not have HQC, Red Gear, or Fossil in that matchup. That's a lot of talent to lose out on. Not saying there's not a lot of talent in the Meteors already, but those are some key components that you're starting main tank. That's two DPS players. So Liquid Nova took advantage of that. fact, and things did not seem to be clicking on the Meteor side, resulting in the lose. Good on you, Liquid Nova.
It's good for Liquid Nova. Get climbed a little bit further out of the basement. Glad to see that they're starting to rise up a little bit. Abe, you had Sugar Rush and Illusion. Very, very contested game.
Yeah, that Sugar Rush and Illusion map was absolutely amazing to watch. But it looks like the underdogs won. Illusion 3-1 to Sugar Rush. Both teams fought really, really hard, but I have to give it to Jewish Missile and Black Ninja pulling up strong. And overall, I would watch out for this team moving forward. They did fantastic on both sides.
Yeah, something I have to say about Illusion real quick. They started the season 1-3. They were nowhere near the top at all. Like, everybody just kind of overlooked. And I think there was valid reason. You know, they got swept 4-0 in the opening game against Meta Rejects.
Well, actually, we were the opening game.
You were the opening game?
We lost to them.
I'm sorry, I crossed up them in Liquid Nova. I apologize.
Yeah,
That's my mistake.
We almost got the reverse sweep, but they won the last game.
Sure. Okay. So my apologies. Illusion didn't really start strong at all, and suddenly they just won 4 in a row, including beating Havoc and Sugar Rush. Pay attention to Illusion, guys. They're going places. Next one on the docket here is Specs. You had Wrecking Crew and Alt F4.
Yeah, this was a 3-2 this week. It was a really good game to watch. Both teams are bringing in a bunch of new players. With Alt F4, their new main tank, Silent Monkey, he's a really solid player. Super aggressive with the way he plays, and he definitely pulled out the Junkertown tiebreaker there at the end. There was a little bit of an old problem there, but other than that, all 5 maps were really close. It was really solid, and a great game to watch.
I have to say that I think Silent Monkey was a massive pickup for Alto 4. I think that's going to help them a lot. I don't think it's a shot on Cryptic. I feel like Cryptic is a very solid individual tank. There's no question about that. But I think what stands out to me about that team with Silent is I think he meshes with team styles a little bit better than what we were seeing with Cryptic. So kudos to Alto 4, definitely getting off the schneid a little bit there. And then a last match we wanted to wrap up here. Just real quick, guys, there's 2 other matches that were, or I guess, kind of sort of taking place here. We did have Gravity on the bye this week, so congrats to Gravity. Enjoy your free 4-0. And then we also had easy clap. And then we also had the aimbots and Meta Rejects. Unfortunately, scheduling problems were claimed a victim with the aimbots, and they had to forfeit. So Meta Rejects also picked up a 4-0 this week. One last match here. NPC, you had Omnic Turtles and Harmony and Chaos.
All right. That was a great game. It was a big 4-0 for Harmony this week. I think people really listen to the podcast, and they specifically listen to me because their main tanks really stepped it up this match.
Very true.
Steve Buscemi, he had big brain shatters. Handy Fap was up on off tank. Amazing Peels as Diva. High Energy as Zarya. Even Garbaggio went to Hammond for a while and really brought some disruption. So their tank line is really stepping up and really doing some work. On the Omnic Turtle side, the standout for me was a new player called Hooks R Us. It sounds like he's going to be a Roadhog main, but he played a lot of Wrecking Ball, and he's pretty dangerous. He's dangerous already, and there's a lot of predictions out there that say that Hammond is about to be in the next meta. He's going to get some buffs, and that's going to be Hooks' time to shine. This team is going to come up, I think, if he keeps playing Wrecking Ball. But I really think that the tank lines really, really did work for Harmony this week.
Fairness in conversation, Hammond also has a hook. Grappling hook.
Okay, true. True.
Just saying. Don't count him out.
He is not wrong.
Not wrong.
No, not wrong at all.
Technically right.
Yeah, everybody work on that. Everybody work on that Hammond. He's coming really quick here, guys.
I hate Hammond. I hate Hammond.
Well, Hammond is awesome. All right.
As a tank, getting him down is the worst.
It's tough.
The worst.
Definitely is. I can hear you there. Anyways, we're going to go ahead. That's our match recaps for the week, guys. It was a quick one, but we have so much content we need to get to here in the cast today. We're going to talk about next is the power rankings for the week as voted by our analysts and cast hosts. Power rankings did see some significant shifts, but one consistent presence remains to be at the top, and that's Otaku. They remain at the top. They remain to be the only one-loss team. We see a big rise, though, from Harmony and Chaos. They're continuing to rise up the ranks. They're now reflected as number 2 in our standings. Gravity stepped in number 3, Meta Rejects 4, Sugar Rush, Havoc, Solo Cup, Illusion, Meteors, and then the return to the top 10 of Alt F4.
Back, bitches.
So Alt F4 steps back into the top 10. It was definitely interesting the way these power rankings shook out this week. We're seeing, again, that continued rise of Harmony and Chaos. I mean, and really to kind of highlight, we see Solo Cup did fall 2 places, but for what it's worth, basically between Meta Rejects to Illusion, it was a virtual tie. There's a clear top 3, and then there's a virtual tie between the next 5 teams. So it's basically just a cluster there with regards to how the voting went down. Abe, what are you thinking when you see these power rankings?
To be honest with you, I think Harmony and Chaos might just be a little too high. Yeah, they got a lot of good wins going for them, and I think they're just a great team overall. But I think they're a little too high for my liking, and I think people are sleeping on Liquid Nova. I think they belong in the top 10, probably taking that 10th spot. Not any shade towards Alt F4. I just, they're a good team all around. Other than that, I feel like it's just about right.
Did I unmute? I did. Okay, great. Specs, what are you thinking when you see that?
Yeah, I think Harmony and Chaos are actually pretty high up there for a good reason. Their somber play is ridiculous. Definitely capitalizing on the EMP shatters whenever they're playing. It's hard to counter. Along with that too, I think Illusion's a little low. Granted, 2 of our 3 losses for Sugar Rush have come to those 2. But they're both really solid. They have a lot of good team coordination, and they're hard to play against for sure.
I would agree with all of that. Last here is Kingdom.
MPC, I love you. You're great, but I think Gravity is just way too high up there right now. Way too high up there.
Take a minute, my guy. Take a minute.
Sorry,
NPC has left the chat.
Like Sugar Rush is under you guys. I think Sugar Rush beat you guys pretty good. I think they deserve that spot. And that's nothing you can do about it. It's fair. I love you. It's fair. I think Solo Cup deserves to be in at least the top 6. He's currently just 1 off. Solo Cup, shout out to Light Rose. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with where these rankings are at. Other than that.
Yeah, I want to say something. How do you 4-0 somebody? You beat the team that you're below
the potatoes,
and still drop.
Quit acting special. You 4-0 the potatoes. Join the half the league.
And I was just gonna say this is no shade towards the potatoes, but
No, it's
you're
not. It's
supposed
just
to
a fact.
beat. You're supposed to beat the potatoes.
Yeah, right now, if you
Okay,
don't beat us, you're the
that's fair.
team we beat first. So fall in line.
Who's gonna be the first?
I know exactly.
Who was the first last year? Who was the first last year?
Solo Cup. Funny.
Was it Solo Cup? Okay.
Yeah,
Weird.
it was weird, isn't it? Yeah, Kingdom was on
I
the
don't know
team.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, weird. It's crazy, isn't it, guys? All right, guys. So that's power rankings this week. I do want to go ahead and spend some time now talking about the mid-season awards. We had 70 people respond to the mid-season awards, guys. I really appreciate everybody participating in this, and I limited it to you picking one person for each category because I wanted to see what you guys thought in a very specific way. I wanted to narrow down who's the number 1. Let's not play this ranked choice game. Who do you got? I was actually a little surprised by some of the results, and I'm excited to show them to you today. But we're going to start off first with the person voted MVP by the community. Coming up here, going down the list, 5, Cognitive Pit. 4 is Maxix. 3 is Kingdom. 2 is Dunzo. And number 1 from Otaku, DPS Extraordinaire, Smugs. So congratulations, Smugs. You are the MVP for at least mid-season MVP for the season 2 for the Tranquility community, which I think a lot of people may not have expected, especially looking at the rankings at the beginning of the season. That's not a shot on Smugs. It's more or less the perception we had at the beginning of the year. So when I'm looking at when you guys are looking at MVP this season, what are you thinking? I want to start here with Thug. Smugs obviously is a stand-up, but what do you think?
Smugs is a really good player, but I don't think that team lives and dies on Smug. When I ever look at MVPs, it's most valuable player. You take that player out of the lineup, the team falls apart. There's the person that I 100% agree with is on there, and that's going to be number 3, Kingdom from Meta Rejects. You take Kingdom out of Meta Rejects, and Meta Rejects doesn't exist. Literally, Kingdom came in, season already started, Meta Rejects was falling apart. Kingdom just nursed it back to health, just little baby bird, just baby birded it, and brought that team back from the ashes. So I'm gonna say Kingdom. I love you, dude. You crushed
Love you,
it.
buddy. Thank
All
you.
right, Light Rose, what do you think about MVP?
It's actually really hard because the two people that I was debating was Smugs and Dunzo. And I eventually went with Dunzo just because he is a very good main tank. And he has to lead his team. And his Havoc's a little bit on... They're in a slump right now. And they can get out of it, especially with Dunzo's help. And I think he is one of the MVPs. And that's why I chose him.
All right, Specs, what do you think here?
Yeah, so I actually had a completely different person that's not on the list who also plays for Meta Rejects. I had Peter. His Zarya play is ridiculous. His Zarya play is Widow. His tracking's just insane. I think him and Kingdom are definitely carrying Meta Rejects for sure, as much as it pains me to say.
Oof, that hurts a little bit.
I'm right here, guys.
Abe, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm actually with Specs, honestly, and with with Thuggington. Peter are both way up there. Personally, for me, I said that Peter was probably MVP, just because if you take Peter away from us, we're still good, but we're not like best team material. And Kingdom is constantly leading us. You know, he's one of the only people giving callouts during the game, and he's just fantastic all around.
100% agree there. NPC, what do you think?
You know, Kingdom kind of said some bad things about Gravity just a few minutes ago. But I'm gonna take the high road, and I also put Kingdom as my MVP. I mean, his leadership skills, just like what Thuggington was saying, he takes his team, he leads his team. He's a good leader. There's a lot of times leaders on these teams they're not good, they're not positive, they're not strong. They're just kind of there as a figurehead. But Kingdom is really doing a good job of being the captain for his team and a leader in the community as a whole. So he got my vote, but that top 5 is a very good list.
Kingdom, what do you think?
If you look at MVP as most mechanically gifted, I'm probably around how many people in the league? 100, maybe I'm 107.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So something like that. So I mean, the way the MVP worked, in my opinion, when I thought it out, is who in the league is not only good mechanically and puts up good numbers every game, puts up big plays every game, but someone that's also a good leader. And when I look at that, I think of just how much Peter has helped me especially, kind of just take a step back and reevaluate things. Peter is an underrated, get ready to drink it, underrated when it comes to how much he really helps me out. So I appreciate everything he does. But Dunzo, dude, I played with Dunzo last night. He is so good. He's so good. I wanted to sit down and pick Dunzo's brain because he's I want to learn everything I can from this guy. He's insane. So yeah, he definitely deserves to be on there.
I will say that just counting the votes out at the end, guys, is very interesting to me because the top 5 was split by a grand total from top Smugs, bottom of the top 5, Cognitive Pit was split by a total of 4 votes. So it's just it was extremely close. And Smugs won by 1 vote over Dunzo. So I mean, just again, there's a ton of parity at the top of the community. Horace actually came in at number 6 because I know you guys brought him up a few times. For me, when I look at MVP, I think it with a value of what a person brings to the team as a whole. I think every team has a person who has stood out significantly, and of course there are standouts for the entire community as a whole. But I think the one that stands out to me the most personally about Smugs is the sheer versatility he brings to that team. Freedom is an excellent hit scan, but really all we're seeing him flash on right now is that Widowmaker. Now, we know he's capable of doing other things as well, but he really just primarily flashes on that Widowmaker, but we have seen Smugs flash on several heroes. So it stands out to me as a reason as to why they're at the top of the community right now. So personally for me, when I looked at MVP, I chose Smugs. So it was just kind of an interesting poll to see what the results were, guys. But again, we can talk about these MVPs all we want here. And again, I'm going to flash it up one more time. Maxix making an appearance at number 4 from Harmony and Chaos. I talked about that Sombra play before, guys. I don't want to leave him unmentioned. And same with Cognitive Pit from Sugar Rush. Made an impact since the day he flashed in the community. So Congrats to all the people who are on that list here. We are now going to go to our next award for the midseason, which is the most improved player. Number 5, Triage 3 from Liquid Nova. Number 4 is Handifat from Harmony and Chaos. Number 3 is NPC from Gravity. Number 2 is Frosty Clive from Sugar Rush. And number 1 is our very own Light Rose from Solo Cup. I mean, of course, that's so impressive. But we're actually going to start here with somebody else. We're going to start with our number 3 on the list, which is NPC. NPC, how are you feeling?
I just didn't think this would happen to me. I'd like to thank my supports, Rush, Ike, Mish. You guys, you keep me alive when I'm about to die. And my other tanks, Gordy, Mimsy, Belzen, you guys never fall off the map. I don't know how you do it. And my DPS, lovers, Worsted, Dimtree, I need at Dimtree in the chat, please. You guys are protecting me, and I couldn't have done it without you. My mom, my dad, I told you I wanted to grow up to be a German man with a giant shield, and you supported me. And I'm just so honored. I can't believe this happened to me.
All right, NPC.
Really, third, calm down.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut you off here because it's not like you won the Nobel Peace Prize, buddy. Let's cool it just a little bit. Congrats to you, though, sir.
Thank you very much.
Light Rose, hey, number 1.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna talk about the guy who actually, won the thing. So, I'd like to thank everybody. I put a lot of work into this. I most improved. I improved a lot. You can see. I'd like to thank everybody so that I can improve to get better than them, so I can step on them, because clearly that's what this is. And I got a party to go to because I'm clearly the most important person here. I gotta go to my Lambo. See you, fellas. Screw everybody.
You forgot to dab on the way out. All right, so we got a couple of guys who think they're very important with that most improved category. Thug, let's have somebody who's not on the list have a little chat about what they think about this category.
All right, guys. I don't have an award. Fuck you. So of the actual players, and I think it's great, and I think I don't really want to specifically talk about anybody, but I think I want to talk about overall the theme of this league is to get better and to improve out of the toxicity that can be ranked. So really anybody top to bottom, I think everybody can say they have improved since they got here. And that's the most important part of this league in general, is just everybody is improving. I want to say that Frosty Clive, for me, as a support player, watching that Ana play is ridiculous, and I think that doesn't get talked about enough. Is the support play that comes on that's from Sugar Rush. So Frosty Clive, good on you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Support to support. One love.
He's a high silver player.
And that's insane.
That's
And that's what I love about this league is I joined as a high silver player as well, and I'm still like mid gold, but in general, you feel like you belong with some diamond players, masters players, high plat, and it feels great. And yeah, good on everybody from League for improving.
I do want to give a shout out to the one fighting potato who almost made an appearance on this list. Shepvik, again, high silver player. You were number 6. Congratulations, buddy.
So close.
I know. Spoilers for later on that one, by the way, guys. So we're going to go ahead and now move on to the best tank in the community as voted by the community. At the beginning of the season, it was Cryptic Force, who is no longer here. So something
F in the chat, brothers.
Yeah,
F in the chat.
F in the chat, please.
Mighty Bear is gone. Moving on. Best tank. We have number 5, Jewish Missile from Illusion. Number 4, Yojak from Otaku. HQC from Meteors at 3. Kingdom from Meta Rejects at 2. And number 1, we talked about him already. He was in number 2 for MVP, is Dunzo. So obviously some incredible main tanks on this list here. Kingdom, you're number 2 here. What do you think?
I was originally disappointed not to be on the most improved list, but there's not much to improve, you know what I'm saying? I like Reds. No, but honestly though, I came into this, so I was a silver player. I was like 18, 15 or whatever. Then this strange man named Zuby found me and put me under his arms, and helped me what I was today. So everyone in the league, like you were saying, grows from this. So thanks to Cav for providing it for us. But I think that this list is just about correct. I'd like to see Light Rose on this list though. So I'm confused about.
Maybe one day we'll see.
He has to improve more.
Yeah, I have to get first most improved.
Let's have some additional commentary here. Abe, what do you think?
I think that list looks almost perfect to me. I'd like to see a Yojak just a little bit higher, but honestly, all those tanks are pretty fantastic.
Yeah, top to bottom, there's no question about any of them. Jewish Missile was a free agent for a while. Former Omnic Turtle, now with Illusion. Illusion maybe the pickup of the season right there. Picking up Jewish Missile. Just have to say, that was massive. Jewish Missile and Black Ninja on that team. Holy shit. So, not gonna lie, pretty amazing. Next is Specs here. What do you think, Specs? You're a tank.
Yeah, I mean, Jewish Mitchell definitely he owned us this week, so that was hard to play against. But I think the top 5 it's pretty solid. I put Light Rose there, probably ahead of HQC, and then take him out of the list. That's just my personal opinion. But it's surprising that they're all main tanks too. There's no off tanks there, so I really think the off tank play in the league as a whole is going to be. It's really where the teams are starting to stand out. So those players are. I think the second half of the season they're going to shine.
Yeah, who needs off tanks? It's not like the meta is filled with a main tank and 2 off tanks right now or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know who wouldn't see that coming, would you guys? All right, I want to go ahead and move on to best DPS in the community again, as voted on by the community here. Number 5 is Maxix, that's Somber Play from Harmony and Chaos. Number 4 is Grumpy Pants from Solo Cup. 3, interesting, MVP, but he fell to number 3 on best DPS. Smugs from Otaku. Number 2, Orsted makes an appearance here from Gravity. As a note, he's played 2 matches this season. And number 1 is Peter. Peter is from Meta Rejects here. And Thug, what do you? I'm sorry, not Thug. Yeah, Thug. What do you think?
Yeah, Peter probably is one of the better. I got Velzen. Velzen should be on this fucking list, and I don't know why he's not. He just plays Zarya right now, but Velzen deserves a spot on this list instead of Orsted. Orsted's played 2 matches. He's good, but you have to play because it's like winning a batting title and playing 6 games. Yeah, cool. You batted 750, but you're not playing, man. Velzen's showing up for his team. Velzen's there. I know Orsted wishes he could and he wants to be, but I mean, NPC will probably echo what I'm saying is Velzen's a hell of a DPS player. We've played against him. He's shown up a lot, so I think Velzen's there. And Maxix from Harmony and Chaos also showing up on that, MVP list too. There's a lot of great people, but I'm going to put Velzen should be there. No offense to everybody else except Orsted, who's a brig main. But I'm going to go ahead and say Velzen needs to be on that list.
Hey, what you thinking?
I actually had what I wanted to say about that, like paraphrased down, and Thuggington basically hit every single point that I wanted to make.
Mind meld, brother. Fucking mind meld.
Light row brain.
And then in that case, then Light Rose.
It's a lot of stuff that Thuggington said. Obviously, can ring true. But with Smugs was voted the MVP, but he's at 3rd. But MVP and best DPS are 2 different things.
True.
And I think Peter is kind of deserves to be up there. He's a very good DPS. Obviously, we talked about him not being MVP because, once again, those are 2 different things. But I think a lot of that list is pretty good. A lot, Grumpy Pants, scary guy. I can say from personal experience, playing with him a lot. But I think a lot of that list is good.
I would agree. I think it's kind of goes to the whole thing that there's a lot of parity in the community. Again, there's so many really talented here. A guy who is not on the list that I think needs to be shouted out, and it's been pointed out in chat, is Dally. With the absences that Meteors are having right now on that DPS line, he is stepping up in a big way. Unfortunately, it hasn't resulted in wins for that team yet. But at the same time, Dally can just hard carry. And I'm a little surprised he wasn't ended up being in that top 5 during the voting, but shout out to Dally. I think it's a deserved mention that it should be included here. But again, another name showed up there, Max6 from Harmony and Chaos. I do want to point him out. I need to keep pointing him out because he is freaking scary.
Don't sleep on this kid, dude.
Seriously. Now, speaking of Harmony and Chaos, we're going to see their name again on this next one here. It's the best support. Best support. It's finally getting some recognition up in here.
Yes! Uh-oh. Yeah, he's getting Wi-Fi, girl.
One quick moment here.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Goodbye, Eddie.
Oh,
All right, best
no.
support. I'll take over, boys. Best support. Number 5. I don't know how do you pronounce this, Specs?
Sificilla.
Oh, just like it sounds. Sifakilla, Sugar Rush, Sweet Tooth from Illusion, Shadow Fear from Harmony and Chaos, Cavalier from Harmony and Chaos. Maybe a reason why they are climbing the rankings, boys. And number 1, Arise from Meteors. So we're gonna start with Specs. What do you think of this list? Anyone should be on there? Shouldn't be on there? What do you think of the list?
Yeah, I think Arise is definitely the number one there. That's pretty much without a question, in my opinion. Sificilla definitely huge part of our quad DPS setup. So she really knows how to play it, and she can flex around to a lot of different things there. And then Cav, obviously, his Lucio is one of the best, if not the best in the league. So
Nutty dude.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we'll let's pop over to NPC. Thoughts, my guy. As a main tank player, you know your supports.
I do. I know how valuable supports are, and Arise definitely deserves to be number 1. And not only did he win Play of the Week last week for his Ana play, but there were a couple of plays in this week's game versus Liquid Nova where he just popped off and won team fights as Mercy. I mean, it was just incredible. There was a couple of plays I was blown away at how much he contributed to those team fights as a healer that's not exactly in the meta at the moment. So he did great. And I did notice that there are 2 Harmony and Chaos supports on this list. I mean, that's the backbone of their team. They're carrying that team on their backs. Their tank lines are stepping up and doing work, but that's all because of the supports. As a tank main, I know that. So this list is absolutely on point.
Kingdom, what you got, my man?
I mean, yeah, of course you got to give number 1 to Arise. And that Ana play was so nice. He makes Ana look easy to play, and I know that's not true.
Yeah,
but he makes it look so easy. I haven't gotten to see any Harmony and Chaos yet. We'll see them Wednesday, but
good luck.
we'll see how good the support is. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna be able to heal anybody if you're dead all the time, Kev.
Fire!
Ooh. Wow, already starting with the trash talk. I love
Yikes.
it. I love it.
Dishing it. He dishing it.
Kingdom has been suspended. Oh, well,
That's no
Toxicity.
Toxicity.
I do want to point out here really quick, guys, just for, again, I talked about parity with regards to every poll. This poll was extremely conclusive. Arise was bar none the top DP or top support in the community. It wasn't even close. The next 2 in line, again, right in a group, and then from there it was a big pile of supports. Again, a ton of people who didn't appear on this list. We've already talked about some of them. I know Frosty Clive has come up. We talked about Frosty Clive. That is a name that did get brought up for top support. Timoho Jojo Moho from Alta 4 came up at one point as well.
Boosted.
Yeah, definitely a boosted guy. No question about that. And then also Hybrid from Otaku came up as well. There's a clear winner there, and that's Arise. Arise we saw it last week. He won play of the week.
As Ana, fucking sick.
It's just terrifying how good he can be. So anyways, we're going to move to some different categories here. We spent a lot of time talking about best support, DPS, all that stuff, but who is the best new player this season? And that was the vote that went here, and to probably nobody's surprise, number 5 is Lays, number 4, Cognitive Pit, number 3, HQC, Smugs from Otaku, and number 1 is Peter 6G from the Meta Rejects. That was, again, the guy voted best DPS, the Widow 1v1 winner. Peter at the top in what, again, was not necessarily a huge shock. It was basically him and Smugs for the top role here. Voting was pretty split between the 2 of them. But let's go ahead and see. Thug, we got a lot of new faces this season. What do you think?
Peter 6GXG 4LTE SG6. Dude, he's insane. I can't wait until the predictive meta shift so we can actually see what this kid's about. Because, and I say kid because I'm almost guaranteed he's younger now. But hold on to your asses, dude. I think Meta Rejects is gonna flash hard when we're gonna unleash Peter and see what happens. So yeah, I think this locks it in right away. Peter is far and away the best newcomer in my opinion.
Next one here, another veteran to the community, Kingdom. A lot of new faces here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised you didn't just put the entire roster of Sugar Rush on there because they're all so nutty. But at the same time, he's like Peter, like wow. So he shows up. Hey, I'm a 3100. Can I try it for your team? Yeah, dude, sure. All right, cool. Get in here, whatever. Dude pops off, insane. All right, you're on the team. Next thing you know, he's killing everybody. He shows up week 3, kills everybody, destroys it. All of a sudden, Ascension tryouts. He's starting for Ascension. He hit a 6K Widow headshot in the Ascension tryout. 6K with Widow. I mean, and then he wins the Widow tournament. Like, how you can't compete with that? Sorry, it's impossible. Nuts.
Yeah, Peter's made a quick impact here. It's pretty nut. He played against us in his first week, and I think I'm still pulling arrows out of my head. The last one here is Specs. What do you think?
Yeah, being the only the returning guy on Sugar Rush, a lot of new, somehow played for High Res last year.
Unlucky, didn't really.
But
play.
yeah, there's so much new talent coming into the league right now, especially mid-season too, with Wrecking Crew and all that for bringing players in. So I think this list is definitely going to be a little bit different towards the end of the season, but I think Peter's still going to be on the top of that. So.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to push Peter off any of these lists, I feel like, by the end of the season. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Super scary. Good God. There's a reason he's on Ascension. Just saying. And we have a couple more team and then the last categories here are all team oriented. We have a lot of new teams this season. We had 16 at the beginning of the year, now 15 rip. And then of those 16, 7 of them were new. And we wanted to ask who you guys thought, who stepped up, who's been the best new team here. This isn't a slight on any of the teams in the community as a whole, but let's be real, there are teams that have made a bigger impact than others. So number 5, Omnic Turtles. Number 4, we have Illusion. Number 3, Meta Rejects. Number 2, Sugar Rush. And number one in the league currently is Otaku.
Who could have predicted that?
Yeah, I didn't necessarily see that coming, but I think that one was not necessarily a massive shock. Light Rose, what are you thinking here when you're looking at this list?
I mean, this is kind of like a little bit just of the standings going up of the new teams a little bit. What else can you really say about it? It's the list of the standings. Who's the best right now?
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to say. It kind of shook out exactly as the standings fell.
Yeah.
Which I guess when you have a decent sized sample size, you can't be surprised. Did you have anything you want to chime in here with, Abe?
Otaku coming in big, getting wins week after week after week. They're kind of looking pretty scary right now. Sugar Rush right under them, and then Meta Rejects. All of this kind of looks right where it needs to be. I'm not too sure on who all the other teams are that are new to the league because I'm fairly new as well. But maybe Omnic Turtles doesn't need to be in 5th place. No slide on them. That's how I feel.
So I clicked the wrong scene. I'm sorry, guys. Okay.
Wow.
I apparently just accidentally flashed the experience.
Experience tranquility.
Yeah, pretty much that. Right in everyone's ears, the ASMR section.
That thing is loud. That thing is loud.
That part is very loud. And NPC, what are you thinking?
I'm kind of with Light Rose. I really am at a loss for words when I look at this because it's so close up there in the top. I feel like maybe I feel like maybe Omnic Turtles needs to be up at number 4. That's really the only change I would make. I feel like Illusion are really strong right now and they're on a streak, but I feel like the Turtles overall are maybe a little bit better. Gab is doing well, and that's really the only change I would make. I feel like Meta Rejects is good, and Sugar Rush, and Otaku for sure.
You're gonna launch Nick Saul into a fiery rage by saying that, and he's a pretty calm guy from what I understand. So be careful about that.
All right, at me in the chat.
And now we're going to talk about another category here. We talked about improvement being such a big part of the community as a whole. That was really part of the vision at the outset here. It's just kind of how can we get better as players. And right now we want to talk about teams that are most likely to improve. Some of these teams have nowhere to go but up. Some of these teams are already close to the top, but they may still be getting better. So here, when we look at most likely to improve, number 5 is the Omnic Turtles. Number 4 is the Meteors. Number 3 is the Fighting Potatoes. Number 2, Alt F4. Number 1, Illusion. And I have to say really quick, Fighting Potatoes, we have nowhere to go but up, so I hope that... I mean, you can't say Otaku is the most likely to improve because they're already number 1. So
Even higher.
We're in last, so I mean, if you're looking at logic here, I would tend to hope we would get better before we'd get worse. That's just my 2 cents on it. Anyways, taking a look here, both teams most likely to get better here, improving. NPC, what are you thinking, buddy?
Once again, this list is pretty accurate. I think that Meta Rejects may need to be on this list because I know that they don't have much room to improve because they're already really good, but I feel like they're going to improve significantly more. They've added new players, and every time I see them with these new players, they're just getting better and better at working as a team. So I see that a lot. Alt F4 definitely showed their strength last week. So I feel like that's absolutely right. And the Fighting Potatoes, number 1 in my heart. I know that they're going to improve. They got nowhere to go but up.
Damn right. All right. What do you think here, Thug?
I would say take out Illusion because they've already proved themselves, and add Liquid Nova. Dude, Liquid Nova is sneaky good, but I don't know what it is about them, man. There's one piece missing, something missing. If it's just tweaking some team fights or something like that, but Liquid Nova needs to be on that list. I don't know where they need to be on the list, but they need to be there someplace. And agree with Fighting Potatoes. Ski and we talk a lot about teamwork.
We talk in text more than people know.
Talk, text, and tweet, brothers. Watch out for Potatoes, dude. Watch the fuck up. Yeah, I'll say Liquid Nova. Take Illusion off. Add Liquid Nova would be.
All right, Kingdom, what are you thinking, buddy?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page with Thuggington, but I would take out Meteors and put in Liquid Nova there. I think Meteors have shown their strongest when they have everyone in. I think HQC, Fossil, Red Gear, the people who were in it last time. You look at the off tank, Kitty Baka, season 1, she was really good. She's really good now. So I think we've seen as strong as they are, as strong as they're going to be right now. I'm telling you right now, they had a really good beginning to the early on in the season, and I think they ran out of gas. On the other side, Liquid Nova, putting some Liquid Nova in the gas, and they're moving up. They're getting a lot better. I know Player, I talked to him a lot because, he's my homie, but I know that he's got some things planned, and I'm excited to see that team continue to grow.
Right.
I would also personally want to say Meteors as well. I don't think they're necessarily. I think what would improve for them is if everybody showed up. Because if everybody showed up, their team would be
that true.
That team would be spooky as fuck. They could compete with anybody in the whole community. When they're not there, I would say they'll have a hard time beating anybody. Just gonna speak frankly there. Missing Fossil, HQC, and Red Gear, you might as well just say goodnight. No offense to that team. There's a lot of other good players there, but that's 3 of their massive pieces, and I think there's just it's a shame to see with that team. Anyways, Light Rose, what do you think?
So I think a lot of what Thuggington has to say is true, but you could say the same thing for the Omnic Turtles. They're teetering. They're on the edge. They're so close, just hitting the stride. They've had so many games where it's an inch, and it's always not in their favor. And I think they can get something going the second half of the season. I think they had a rough start, but they can get the ball rolling.
Remember, at the beginning of the season, there was a lot of hype about Omnic Turtles. There's no reason they can't get back to that, for sure.
Right.
I still have hype for him.
Our last award that we voted on as a community here, I think, is probably one of the most crucial ones, and really what we're all looking for anyways. Who's going to win it all this season, guys?
Oof.
This is a tough one. There's a lot of good teams here. Number 5 coming in the poll is Illusion. Number 4, Meta Rejects. Number 3, Gravity. 2, Sugar Rush. And number 1 is Otaku. Surprise, surprise. They're at the top of the list here, guys. They're number 1 right now, and they're number 1 here. It's for me, one thing that stands out to me, and this is something we talked about at the beginning or during our bold predictions segment here that Thug brought up. And he has 2 predictions right now that are basically looking like they might come true. Number 1 was top 4 teams in the final 4 are going to be new teams. Looking at this list, 4 of the top 5 are new teams. Let's move on to the other prediction he made. Illusion will be in the finals. Illusion is the team who is on the biggest rise right now. Them and Harmony and Chaos are rising like crazy right now, and I would argue Solo Cup put them right in that same level of just starting to rise and trying to show teams like Gravity, Havoc, and Meta Rejects like that they can be at that same level as them, and Otaku as well. That's 2 predictions that could be coming true here, guys. I'm just saying it's not an outlandish thing to bring up right now. But anyways, I want to get everybody's take here. Let's get your predictions on Season 2 champion at the mid-season. We're going to start going straight above me here with Kingdom. Kingdom, what are you thinking?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, when you look at the standings, everyone is so close. And just within these next few weeks, the leaderboards will change drastically. And I think when it all said and done, I think Otaku is still going to be up there. And I think Havoc should be up there. Because I know everyone knows, Season 1, Havoc already won the championship. Let someone else shine. But as long as Nerdables is out there, like, coaching them, I know they're in a rough spot right now, but that's not going to last. It's Havoc. They're going to come. And I think Gravity did lose to Havoc already. As soon as they picked up Anarchy, and I think as soon as Anarchy gets more adjusted with things, and as long as they can have their full roster in, they're going to be a top 5 team to win the league.
We're going to go right up this way here. We're going to go to Abe. Abe, what are you thinking?
I'd like to say that Meta Rejects are going to win, but honestly, Otaku is just looking way too strong right now. They're a fantastic team all around, with Yo-Jack on main tank and Smugs and that one Widow main. They seem like a great team, and I feel like they could.
Did his mic cut out there?
It's a dramatic,
dramatic
pause.
We give an F in the chat. F in chat, boys. For Abe.
Sorry, wait. What was you
he's
guys,
back.
What was
He's
the
back.
last thing you guys heard?
The last thing we heard, I think you only had like 1 or 2 more words in the sentence, but I wasn't
don't know
sure
where I
if
left off.
He said Meta Rejects are going to win it all, baby.
Basically, I think Otaku is gonna win.
NPC, break it down for us.
Okay, I've been thinking about this for a while. Okay, and there's one team that's going to win it all. Okay, you ready for this?
Oh, gosh.
God.
It's
going to be Otaku. They're number 1.
What? The shirt?
Okay.
Way to go, Monty.
Wow.
Number
Way to
1.
go, Monty.
They're number 1.
Was he gonna pull it off?
But wait. There's another team. There's a patch on Tuesday,
Oh.
and it's gonna make DPS.
Motherfucker.
It's gonna
Look
make
at this
DPS
cool guy over
real
here.
strong. That 4 DPS guy.
Wow.
Okay,
Wait,
it's gonna be
time
really
out.
strong.
No.
Time
How much
out.
money was that
Wait a minute.
joke?
Time out.
Wait a minute. You're missing one more. You're missing one more.
Oh my!
You're forgetting something. You're forgetting something else. Okay.
You going
All right.
even deeper?
Team Gravity.
Oh,
Boo!
You don't know. You've been
Boo.
sandbagging this whole time. Go see even our final form. Okay, so you gotta go to shop.spreadshirt.com/OWTranquility. Okay, you get your Gravity shirt. Okay, you get your Team Gravity ball cap, and you go to your local Party City and get your Team Gravity purple foam finger. Okay, and you get all this stuff now because when we're season champs, it's gonna go up in price. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I wish I had the money to make that joke.
How much money did you spend on this joke?
Everybody give a round of applause for NPC. Round of applause for NPC. That was fucking brilliant, my dude. So
No.
Just to clarify, those aren't the shirts that are being sold on the
No,
spreadsheet.
this one is. This
Yeah,
one
that
is
one
the
is.
real shirt. All the white ones are like dollar iron-ons. So I'm not going to rip up a $30 shirt. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you for
I would have
clarifying.
said you
Ruin
would
the
have
joke.
just.
So
What
you know
a
what? I'm
flex,
going to
dude.
take all these shirts off. I'm really hot in here.
All right, go ahead.
Bethcon gets it. I wish Light Rose. I wish I had the money to make that joke.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
So Specs, good luck following that.
Yeah, I mean, all I have to say is what happened on March 3rd when Sugar Rush beat Gravity. That'll happen again in the playoffs. Don't worry. So minus that, I think Sugar Rush and Otaku are going to be the final two. I think Meta Rejects comes in pretty much behind us at number 3, and I don't see Havoc coming in the top 5. I just
Whoa, shot fired.
I think 1 loss is it happens, 2 losses it happens, 3 losses starts to be a trend. There are some weaknesses on that team, and I think you can exploit them if you watch the VODs back for sure.
Oh, I like it. Light Rose, tell us what you think. Season 2 champion.
I don't know. Obviously, you've got Otaku, the front runner. Things can change. Things can change really quickly, and it's really hard to see where they're coming. Like, Gravity beat Otaku the first game. That's their only loss, and it's hard because Gravity's now. You don't know where they are. Otaku's in the first place, and it's really hard. And I think Sugar Rush. Sugar Rush. That's all I got.
You know,
I'm
what
just
you
throwing that
said is
out there.
kinda like
I
what
got-
goes through my head
I got.
every time I'm making up.
I'm flipping a coin here. It's just a random prediction because the way that this second half of the season can go, anything can change. And so I'm just gonna throw that out there. Sugar Rush.
Thug, what do you think, buddy?
I want to point out again, my brain is the biggest in this room. 2 of my bold ass predictions looking pretty good. It's Illusion, man. It's fucking Illusion. Nick, the French Canadian from Montreal, got these boys together. Watch the fuck out for Illusion. They are absolutely showing that meta means bullshit. Listen, we're a mid-plat league. This isn't pros. Meta works, but meta is also exploitable because there's a reason we're average. So watch out for Illusion. Illusion is going to surprise the hell out of. They're already surprising people. I mean, at a certain point, it's not a surprise anymore. Illusion is here, you guys. Illusion is absolutely here. They're not underrated. They're not the dark horse. They're not anything. Yes, they are where they are in the standings, but doesn't mean shit. Illusion is here to stay. Watch out.
Can I make
Also, Thug, you said big brain. Incorrect.
Sorry,
I
my
am
brain's
the one.
not quite as big.
I am the one.
I just want to say really quick, there was a team that didn't appear on this list, but I think they deserve to be.
Shit.
Just gonna say Harmony and Chaos, guys.
He's back.
Harmony and Chaos.
Yeah.
Who?
I'm just saying, Harmony and Chaos. Everybody continues to sleep on them. I mean, they're number 2 in the rankings now, but it seems like when we looked at the champions, everybody's like, "Nah, I'm not Harmony. There's no way, not Harmony and
These
Chaos."
guys.
Are you kidding me? They are continuing to win against very, very good teams. Like, they've won some huge matches. So can we please start talking about Harmony and Chaos a little bit more? Like, they should. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like that team is a threat to take it. I think Harmony and Chaos and Illusion could be the finals this season, and I think it would come out of left field, and I think it would be amazing.
Could see that. I could see that.
I could see it. But anyways, that's season 2 champion predictions, guys. That's all we got for those awards. Congratulations again to everybody who won. Smugs MVP, Light Rose most improved, best tank. Excuse me, best tank was Dunzo, best DPS NPC or I'm sorry, not NPC, best DPS. Yeah, I know, right? Best DPS was Peter 4G LTE WTF, and best support Arise, best newcomer Peter, best new team Otaku, most likely to improve Illusion, and season 2 champion Otaku. So big list there, guys. But congrats to everyone involved there. We're going to now move on to something I'm excited to announce, and that is the announcement for the next Iris hosted event. You'll be seeing the signups for that going out tomorrow. That is going to be the Anna Paintball Showdown. It is coming up here, and date is to be determined, as well as the actual signups. Those will be out soon. It's going to work out where we have just little 8-person showdowns for paintball. We'll take the top overall, approximately 8 from pulling from those matches that are played, and we'll play down from the 8 till we get a winner. So on a paintball is happening. The one thing I will say is if you participated in the Widow 1v1, you will be only eligible as an alternate for this, because I do want to get other people involved in the community. Sorry, Specs. So anybody who did not participate in that, you'll be given priority over everyone else. So tanks and supports, you both can do it. I know tanks, none of you can aim anyways, so good luck. But on a paintball is happening here, guys. Be ready for that. Announcements to come shortly. The next thing here is the top 5 plays of the week.
Pretty cool.
I am excited to show these to you guys, and we will begin at first with Grumpy Pants from Solo Cup. I was on the receiving end of this, and I am not a happy person about it. A very, very, very sneaky little flank on the Reinhardt. Yeah, he was playing Reinhardt. I'm pretty sure
Grumpy Ryan is real, and it's coming for you.
So this was him basically getting a 6K.
How do you not hear a big German guy coming right behind you?
He's sneaky.
Yeah, he was very sneaky. He was crouched.
He's oiled up armor.
We see Mountainfall from Liquid Nova here playing that diva, and this was a huge point. It actually locked this point down. You see 99-99 at the top, and that if they lose this one, they would have lost to this map. But you see them pulling out that one here. It came up huge with some big plays. Riley Bad from Sugar Rush here. Riley Bad, again, one of those very consistent, strong DPS. We see him help with the DMAC, and then just comes in with that Death Blossom, wipes out most of the team, finishes off the Reinhardt.
Big play.
It's hard to say anything bad about anybody from Sugar Rush in general on that DPS line. They're spooky. Except for Specs. Lash's Godspeed OP, showing that indeed Bastion is actually a sniper. We see him on that tank form, taking out 3, goes into recon form, takes out 1, and then back into the sentry to take out another. Really every aspect of Bastion being shown off there by Godspeed. Good play with that one. And last but not least is Bethcon 2 with the massive Diva Bomb to take out 3 from the Fighting Potatoes. And then again, she takes another one out on that Zarya, and then helps finish off me, which is bullshit. But Bethcon with the big 5K there, a really good play on that Diva. So guys, we got 5 pretty damn good plays here.
I don't know.
I know, right now you have to decide. It's like picking your favorite kid. I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to start it off. I'm going to actually give it to Godspeed from Alta 4, and the reason is he played every part of that Bastion to perfection. Got 3 really strong tank heal, and sometimes we all know that hitting Q on Bastion is a recipe for death. Like, it just is. Like it seems like you die more when you hit Q on Bastion. But he got a 3K, followed up with that in recon mode to kill another, and then back into sentry mode to kill another. Got a 5K, pretty much on his own. It was pretty damn strong, guys. I had personally given it to Godspeed. So, Kingdom, what do you think?
This one's hard for me because I do have a lot of friends on this one. So I'm going to get yelled at regardless. But I think the only reason I wouldn't give it to Grumpy, and I was thinking about it originally, is because it was kind of, it was up, what? You're already up 3-0, the end of Oasis. Pep and Potatoes are probably discussing dinner plans. They're not taking it as seriously. And I think that I would give it to Grumpy, but I think this one's gonna have to go to Beth, because that was a mean Diva bomb, dude. That was mean. That was pretty slick.
I mean,
because I wouldn't have bombed. I've never really played Diva in a situation on that map before, so I don't know what the bomb spots are. The way that arced just over the statue was pretty clean. I liked it.
Abe, what do you think?
I'm with Kingdom here. That Diva play was absolutely amazing, and the way that bomb flew in there, and the nice cleanup. I'm gonna give it to Bethcon.
It's 2 for Bethcon, 1 for Godspeed. NPC, what do you think?
I'm also torn between those 2. I mean, Bethcon, we don't play Paris. You know, it's a brand new map, so knowing the Diva spots, it's tough. So I know how hard it can be to hit those Bastion projectiles in the tank mode. But I think I'm going to go with Bethcon as well. I mean, just getting that diva bomb right over the statue was clutch.
Specs, how you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely torn between those two as well. Being a diva main, it's want to go after the diva, but when there's a Bastion play, you can't pass up on it, and that was some sniping. Godspeed takes it for sure.
Light Rose, what do you think?
All right, so I have the ability to give BethCon the play of the week right here. She's on my team. She's great, and she freaking yeeted those bombs. I'll go Beth. I'll go Beth.
All right, so removing Light Rose from the casting team.
What a jerk.
All right.
Bye.
It was against the potatoes, dude.
it for you, Beth.
Yeah, congratulations, you got a diva bomb on the potatoes. We're very happy for you. Wow, I'm so self-deprecating today. I love my potatoes, but damn, I am harsh on my potatoes right now. Anyways, Thug, the vote doesn't matter, but tell us what you think, buddy.
Godspeed. And I wanna retcon back to DPS, best DPS in the league. Watch the fuck out for Godspeed, guys. Godspeed is legit as hell. And basically by himself. You didn't see the fucking mercy pocket on him, Yeti? Sir?
You're a support. Don't act like you're important.
I'm important.
A cry of desperation.
Honestly, Mountain Fail, Mountain whoever from Illusion.
Wow, it's Mountain Fall. Holy shit.
You clearly went on your way for that one.
That is now your nickname.
No, I would say the Bastion because it's Bastion. It's Bastion, and it's not just a normal Bastion play the game, which is just basic. Yeah, dude, Light Rose gets it.
Yeah.
He was in tank form, which, like Yeti said, is just cool. You're gonna die now. Congratulations for dying, dude. It was huge. Godspeed. I love you.
Yeah, I mean, really, for me, there was 3 plays, and it was Godspeed, Beth, and Mountain Fall. And for me, the other ones were fine. There's nothing wrong with the other ones, but I mean, Grumpy was flanking.
Yes, huge.
We're happy for you. Just saying.
I mean, even if it's a meme,
He's not salty.
he still got a good play.
It was a good play, but I'm
He
not.
pressed
I'm not.
Q.
I'm not. He
Even if
pressed
it's
Q.
meme.
He pressed Q and held left click.
I mean, usually he pulls out like a smaller hammer.
Just
Aren't
saying.
we? Aren't we all main tanks? So that's kind of
Yeah,
all we do.
I was gonna say what?
There's two supports. in
Two
here.
supports.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here.
Why are we talking
We're
about?
here.
Why are we talking about DPS plays? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
All right, so congratulations to the winner this week, BethCon 2 from Solo
Yay,
Cup,
Beth.
with that Diva Bomb and the
Yay.
total 5K on Paris against the Fighting Potatoes. So, congratulations to you. We're gonna move into the prediction segment here, and we're gonna start off with Aimbots up against Liquid Nova. Aimbots coming off that forfeit, and then Liquid Nova here coming off a tough loss. I got the full predictions list here. We're doing these a little bit differently because we got a massive cast group today. And as you can see here, the entire cast team is picking Liquid Nova here. We see a variety of scores. I personally have this as a 4-0. It just, when I'm looking at overall here, I think Liquid Nova is on a rise, and I think Aimbots right now has some issues they gotta sort out. Obviously, Just Savage is an incredible tank. Kowalski / White Knight is an incredible DPS. But beyond that, there's some things they got to get sorted out on that team to get back to where they need to be. And I know Kowalski is working on getting things done to get that team back in order. Nothing but respect for what he's trying to get done there, but they have some work to do, and I think Liquid Nova is in a better spot, and I think Liquid Nova will take this one. I think it's going to be a 4-0. I just do. But I do want to go to Abe here. Abe, what do you see this match? What are you thinking?
I'm looking at Aimbots, really. I mean, I already know that Liquid Nova is a great team. The triage in there, doing some great work on his Pharah play. And Aimbots are also a pretty decent team. I like to watch some of the VODs sometimes, but I have to lean Liquid Nova because they've got a lot more teamwork going for themselves right.
I think that's a fair way to put it. Specs, I would also want to get your take on this one too here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, no, I think it's actually going to be a closer match than you think. Aimbots are they're definitely a solid team. We ended up losing to them for a lot of reasons there, and they have a really strong tank line. Their DPS is pretty solid, but at the end of the day, Liquid Nova definitely take it. They're way too strong right now.
All right, the next match I want to spend some time talking about is the last place versus the first place. Is Otaku and the Fighting Potatoes, a hotly anticipated matchup.
Will there be any map win?
What do you say?
Will anyone predict any map wins?
Some
question.
people did. Specifically Thuggington. Literally one map win here. I am only mildly offended, but I guess we'll just have to seek to prove people wrong is all, guys. So, but we'll see what happens. I think we as a team are going to go into this one knowing what the odds are and just shoot from the hip and hope for the best. It's going to be kind of one of those 9 times out of 10. I think we probably would lose this match in our current state, but there is that one time. So this could be our time. Now it's just a matter of us going out and taking it. And yes, I did steal that from Herb Brooks from The Miracle. So just in case.
Fucking legend.
I know, right?
Gotta quote Eminem: "If you had one shot,
Mom spaghetti."
Mom's spaghetti.
All right, NPC. I want to hear from you on this one, buddy. What do you think?
Okay, so Otaku's really strong right now, but the potatoes, you see it coming. Here it is. I think the potatoes are gonna win.
We can see the crease in your shirt, man.
You know what, Otaku?
We can
Actually,
see. Hey, there's another crease. Is that a crease? Is that another crease?
Otaku's gonna win, but even though Otaku's gonna win,
I see it.
I definitely have
see
to
the
represent
crease.
the potatoes. I gotta represent the potatoes. I'm gonna be wearing this shirt until the potatoes get a win. Okay, I'm not gonna take it off.
Boy,
Until the
you
potatoes.
better.
Okay, my wife's giving me the signal. I'm not gonna actually do that. I'm actually gonna take it off.
Yeah, you're gonna have to stick.
But I am gonna be wearing the
shirt
shirt on Wednesday just for you, Yeti. Just for you.
I just want to make sure that's an official Fighting Potatoes jersey. Correct?
This is the official Ski Free Yeti. It has Ski Free Yeti on the back.
Oh, come on! You gotta show us. You gotta show
I
us.
gotta show it.
You gotta. Yeah, hold on
Where's
a
my
second.
music?
I gotta get the right music for this. No, just kidding.
Is it a Yeti?
There we go.
Dude,
I'm
that's
just
so
saying.
hype.
I'm just saying, guys.
Dude,
There you
that's
go.
Awesome.
This is that $30 shirt, boys.
Please
So
check out the merch store, everybody.
Worth.
Right
go down
here.
to shop.spreadshirt.com/OW Tranquility.
Second merch plug.
Good thing we have the freaking not safe for work thing. My goodness.
I'm just saying here, guys. For me, somebody actually owning a jersey with my name on it,
Is that weird?
it's weird and really fun at the same time. It's really cool.
Hey,
It's really cool.
I've got a Red Gear jersey,
Mhm.
and I've got an NPC jersey, and I've got this one.
Jesus.
Man, I'm going places, guys. I'm going for being on the fighting for being on the
Yeti's
last
so
place
happy.
team.
Look
I
at
am
his
going
face.
places.
He's crying
tears of joy.
I feel like I should dab at a celebration, but I'm not going to subject myself to more gamification right there. So,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Thug, you thought we were going to take a map. I need to talk to you here because I need some moral support. Can you help me out, buddy?
All I'm potatoes win a lot of map fours. I don't know why, but y'all pull it together. Maybe you got to warm up.
Fourth
together.
quarter team.
I don't fucking fourth quarter, bro. And all I'm saying is don't sleep on these guys, because if you sleep on them, they're gonna walk all over you. That may be foreshadowing. That may not be foreshadowing. To sleep and walk. Just saying. But watch out for Fighting Potatoes. They're gonna take at least a map. Otaku's sleeping. Otaku is sleeping.
I don't know, man.
Ask Dimtree. Ask Dimtree about tires. Just ask him once. Why don't you go ahead and at him in chat real quick? At Dimtree. And I'm gonna join in. Ask him about tires. And y'all feel what's up.
Could it be Otanku?
I don't think Otaku sleeps on anybody. That's the reason they're 6-1.
No, I know. Fuck them.
Just saying.
In the best way. Fuck them in the best way possible.
I know, right? I know, right? Don't sandbag in this one, Otaku. I'm just saying. All right. Next one here is something that I think will end up being a little bit more competitive. But why am I saying that? I'm so self-deprecating today.
You're such a dick to yourself today.
I am. My God. Omnic Turtles and Gravity. And again, this one is a clear full cast pick here. I am going to pass it first to Light Rose here. Light Rose, you picked a 3-1 for Gravity. You do see Turtles taking a map. Tell me what your feeling is going into this one.
I mean, Gravity is in. They're not on a slump, but they're in a little bit of a rough patch right now. They're not the best that they can be, and like I said, Omnic Turtles I think can be the team to improve the second half of the season. So I think they can. I mean, obviously I don't have them winning, but I think they can chip away enough to get one map.
Of course, you picked 4-0 for you. See, I know that. I agreed with you, Light Rose. I think I think Omnic Turtles will get one map off them, but I do think Gravity's going to take it as well. Abe, what are you feeling going to this one?
Thinking. Give him a minute.
We've scrimmed Gravity before, and we just recently played. And I have to give it to they seem like a greater team.
It's going to be interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think Gravity is probably the stronger team, but the Turtles, if they can just if they take it to map 5, they're going to break the map 5 curse. Yeah. But we'll see on that one. Next one on the list here, Meteors and Havoc. I'm personally very excited for this one because assuming Meteors has a full group, I think this one is going to be a interesting match. But I'm just going to go out on a limb and say the Meteors won't have a full team, and I picked a 4-0 for that reason. But I want to hear from Specs here. Specs, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think this game's going to be close. I think there's a really good chance it could go to a map 5. But, Meteors are having a problem getting a full team right now. And without that, you're missing, if you're missing your main tank, you're missing a key DPS player. You're just not going to gel well, and Havoc will definitely take over of that.
Thug, you predicted a 3-1 for the Meteors here.
Ooh.
I did. We talk about Meteors having a full team. Havoc hasn't had an actual team in a while. They have rotated people in and out of their roster pretty regularly, and eventually it's going to catch up to them even more than it has now. I feel like Meteors are going to take the Havoc match really, really seriously, being the Season 1 champs. It's a couple old school teams going against each other, a lot of history between them. So I have a feeling that Meteors is going to kind of pull something out. And as long as Gil doesn't play like he did in our scrim today, I think they'll be fine.
Kingdom, I want to pass it to you as well. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I mean, these are definitely these two teams were around in Season 1. And in Season 1, Havoc reigned supreme. And I think if Havoc get back into that mindset that we are the best team, I think that they're going to be able to relive their Season 1 glory against Meteors. I think so much we've talked about how Havoc, in a decline or in a situation where they need to get better, but I think they're already really good. I think they're just working on a few things, but I don't think they're going to take this match lightly. So 4-0, calling it.
Next one on the list here, Solo Cup and Alt F4. Again, this is all one color here. Everybody is, I know, Thuggington is crying.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was the only one who didn't pick a 3-1.
Thank you. No 4-0s.
No 4-0s. No 4-0s. Hey, you're getting there, man. Can I say with regards to Solo Cup looks very scary right now. They're going to be really tough to beat, but I think Alt F4 has made some huge improvements, and I do think this one could go either way, but I do see Solo Cup pulling it out in OT at 3-2. I do want to pass it off here to Abe. Abe, what are you thinking about this one?
Solo Cup and Alt F4 is an interesting Cup with Grumpy Pants and Zuby as their captain, Light Rose on main tank. It just looks really good, really, really strong right now. I don't really have any words for them. I haven't seen any of their VODs, but I feel like
watch their VODs. They're worth watching. Telling everybody on the Solo Cup. They're fun to watch. Also, grats to our boy Light Rose up there.
Yeah.
He got his affiliate, so we have another one.
You did!
I did. I hit it. Yeah.
The next one we got to work on is on the far left over there.
We're gonna get a full Monty mustache when that comes.
Yeah, remember he's shaving. He is shaving everything off his face.
I'm legit like 10 followers away. Then we're gonna get full Monty mustache, and then I will do.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Yep, nice. It's gonna be the shave of the century. And I think Specs, you're getting there, right? You're
12 away.
12 away,
guys. We'll get Specs there.
Can you guys just throw a chat in the stream? I want everybody to go throw them a follow right now. And this is me not asking you to do that. This is me telling you to do that. So go do it now.
Ooh,
Now,
Chris?
Mod Powers, go do it. Give these guys some follows.
Sub to Light Rose.
Yeah.
Sub to Light Rose.
Sub to
Yeah,
Light
sub
Rose.
to Light Rose. You can also sub to me, but that's another story. I don't have an
Sub to
emote.
Light Rose.
I don't have an emote yet. So.
Okay, look, I subbed to Yeti, but I didn't get an emote. I want my money back. Just saying.
Working on
Yeah,
it.
you got NPCs or you got mine.
I don't know if you guys
the
noticed.
one emote I have
I don't know
right
if you
now.
guys noticed, but I have a podcast. I'm a captain of a team. I have 2
I do want to note.
kids.
I want to note real quick that I like the one. I actually stream more on this podcast than I do mine, and this podcast doesn't follow me.
Well,
Whoa.
that's on Cav. I don't run the channel. So. Yeah, get everybody at Cav on that one. So we're gonna move on here. I want to talk next about Sugar Rush and Wrecking Crew. This one was an interesting one, the way I looked at it, with Wrecking Crews consistently getting better right now. But again, this one is all the colors matching again. Seeing that a lot this week. I do think some of these might end up being proved wrong. I think it's a bad idea to sleep on the Wrecking Crew in their current state. I really do. That team is getting way better. The changes they've made, bringing in Crayfish onto that team, makes them very spooky. Lelouch on that main tank is brutal. It's very brutal and will punish you if you're not prepared. That said, I do think Sugar Rush's DPS line is going to be enough to carry them through. And especially, I mean, again, I'm going to point this out, that new patch is going to make Sugar Rush really scary, guys. Really scary. And they're already scary. Light Rose, you thought this was going to be a 4-0.
Yeah. I mean, Sugar Rush. I think they're in the prime position to just go places. And like I said before, I have that. When the first thing that came to my mind when you were talking about the season 2 champs was Sugar Rush. I think I said that for a reason. And having them go against Wrecking Crew, I think they can get the 4-0. Maybe a 3-1, but I'm still gonna stick with 4-0.
All right. And then I also wanted to check NPC.
So Wrecking Crew really they've been coming together really well. They put up a very, very strong fight against a rebuilding Alt F4 this week, and I feel like we can't count them out. But I did go Sugar Rush 3-1 because I think that patch is coming on Tuesday, and I don't know if they're going to be able to withstand the Sugar Rush.
Kingdom, let's get your take too. You said 3-2.
Yeah, I mean that's mostly because I know that Sugar Rush has a very particular playstyle where they like to run, the quad DPS thing. I don't think anyone else in the league can do it as well as them, and I don't think anyone in the league has figured out how to stop it. And I don't see Wrecking Crew being able to hang with them. So if it goes to a map 5, which is usually a control map, that's usually or King of the Hill, that's usually where they like to pull out the 4 DPS strats, and they're unstoppable when they do that. So 3-2.
King of the Hill is also control, but
Oh well, okay. Listen here, bud. All right, I'll call it what I like. All right, pal.
Yeah. Listen, he's the top 5 main tank. Don't fuck with him, bro.
Yeah,
Don't fuck with him.
I'll auto lock Ryan so hard on you.
Number 3 MVP, big talker over there. Look at this guy.
I'll get Peter to beat you up. And I'll hold
My
the
dad will
shield.
beat up your dad.
God. All right, guys. So the last one here of the week is going to be the feature match. It's going to be at a different time though. It's going to be at it's going to actually be on the same night, but it's going to be at 9:30 Eastern time. Due to how that shakes out, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to throw the full production behind it. But it will be streamed on the Tranquility Community Discord, or I'm sorry, on the Tranquility Community Twitch page. So be sure to check in for that, guys. It will not be quite the same feature match production you guys have typically seen, but it is the match time that worked out for them, and there still will be a match to watch. It'll just be streamed from Cav's perspective. So be sure to tune in for that, guys. Should be a lot of fun. And that one is probably going to be also the closest match of the
Fucking
week.
hype, dude.
Yeah.
May I ask one
Be a
question?
great one.
Yeah.
How come Abe gets a vote and I don't? He's on another rejects as well.
Wow.
All right, bud.
Editing production. Take it off from the screen. Get it out. Just put like a big block in front of it.
You guys saw nothing. You guys saw nothing, and you will like it. Cast is over. Bye.
Experience tranquility.
Okay.
All right, we're back. No, anyway, sorry about that. I scuffed on my part.
Oh boy.
Oh man, I am so scuffed
Fucking
here.
rip.
So, anyways, let's go around the list from everybody who is not on Meta Rejects. For me, I'm going to go ahead and say 3-2 with Harmony and Chaos taking the lead here. I think that support line is going to be too strong. I think Kingdom has built himself a hell of a squad, but I think Maxis's Sombra and the supports on the Harmony and Chaos side are going to lead them to the victory here. NPC, what do you think? I know you said 3-1 here.
I said 3-1 Rejects. I think it's going to be a very close match. I mean, Harmony's on a hot streak. It's going to be extremely close, but Harmony's supports can't heal them if they're dead. So Meta Rejects, I think, are gonna end up getting those kills real quick, real fast, and I think that's gonna be the key.
Specs, tell us what you think. You said 3-1 for Meta Rejects here.
You're muted.
Yes, I was. At the end of the day, their goats is just too strong. The only way I can really see Harmony winning this is their Sombra play. If their Sombra can figure out what to do and how to do it, it's going to be tough to counter. But really see Meta Rejects pulling it out 3-1.
Thug, what do you think here?
God, I was super torn. I mean, I wasn't super torn on it. I had 3-1 Harmony and Chaos because of the momentum right now. There's a lot of confidence in that team right now, and they're playing at a high level. They're playing with a lot of coordination. Nothing against Meta Rejects, but I just think the support lineup. There's a reason that 2 of the 5 top support players were from Harmony and Chaos. A support line will prop a team up when they need to. So I'm gonna say Harmony and Chaos 3-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 3-1 Meta Reject. We'll see if number 3 in the can do something.
I just felt a lot of knives going to my heart,
Light
Get
Rose.
used to it with him.
I just momentum is a big thing, and when you're the second place team, you want to play and stay the second place team, maybe even go further. And Harmony and Chaos, once again, their supports are two of their supports are in the top 5 supports, and that's very big. I mean, Max 6 is he's in there. Sombra, if the DPS can keep the supports up and the tanks can keep the supports up, I think then Harmony can take this. It can be really close. It can flip really easily, but I still got Harmony and Chaos.
It's gonna be fun to watch. Oh, Kingdom's got to talk some trash here.
No, I'll leave it for Wednesday. It's all good.
Ooh, let the play speak.
Wait, hold on, but I
I
got.
didn't even say
Brother.
anything that time. He's not gonna talk. Everyone's like, "Ooh, he's not gonna talk."
I can't believe
Come on, man.
I can't believe Kingdom said that. I can't believe it,
Oh,
guys.
guys, clip that,
All right,
clip
wow.
it.
Yeah, clip that. Wow.
Shots
Clip it.
fired.
Jesus. Oh man, Cav is not.
All I
playing
gotta say
well.
is watch out for that
dab
auto
over
play
here.
Watch out for what?
Babe,
Oh wow, autoplay you said?
Watch out for Abe's
Ivy
auto
Cat.
play.
Ivy Cat
Definitely.
should be MVP. Ivy Cat was season 1 All Stars. She's the best DPS main tank flex I've ever seen. One time,
You should just
she
have
got
a
a
team
kill
of
with
all
Genji.
Ivy Cats.
One time she got a kill with Genji. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Just one
Be on the
time.
lookout. Ivy Cat. 1 kill, 1
Grumpy
time.
Ryan.
It was great.
Which
God,
would
we're
you rather
so-
have, Ivy, Genji, Grumpy Ryan?
Yes,
Really?
all of the above.
You guys are all
1v1.
just forgetting that Ski for Yeti used to be a hit scan main. I'm just saying, guys.
I wasn't there for that. I don't want to even know about that.
No, nobody needs to know about that. Trust me, guys. That's the week here. Thanks for tuning in to the mid-season MegaCast. Special thanks to Kingdom, Abe, NPC, Specs, King Light Rose, and Thuggington. Guys, it's been a hell of a season so far. We're looking forward to the rest of the season. We'll have more podcast content for you, and it's going to be a lot of fun the rest of the way. So from all of us here at the Tranquility community, we will see you next week.
This is champion. Champion.
Experience tranquility.